Great morning, everybody. I wanted to talk about the recent topic that is going around with Maxine Walters and the disparaging and unprofessional words that she stated to the American people. On June 24th, a Saturday, Maxine Waters in California got up and made the following statement. She said that if you see anybody from the cabinet or from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd and you push back on them and you tell them they're not welcome anymore or anywhere. I was very shocked to hear such words coming from someone that's supposed to be representing the people, especially as a minority woman. And the words that stood out to me was, get out, create a crowd, push back on them, tell them they're not welcome anywhere or anytime. And then she had the audacity to say that God is with them. Now, I want to read something from a very powerful leader. Two excerpts that I want to piggyback as to why I believe Maxine Waters should be immediately removed. The first one says, nonviolence is the answer to the crucial political and moral questions of our time. The need for man to overcome oppression and violence without resorting to oppression and violence. Man must evolve for all human conflict, a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. For the foundation of such a method is love. The second one, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Hate multiplies hate. Violence multiplies violence. And toughness multiplies toughness. In a descending spiral of destruction, the chain reaction of evil, hate begetting hate, war, Nobel Peace Prize on December the 11th, 1964. The second quote came from Martin Luther King in 1963 in a speech called Strength to Love. Maxine, here's my problem with you. You are a direct contradiction to the principles, to the spirituality, to the morals, to the ethics, not only of Christianity, but to the United States of America. Maxine, you're about to turn 80 years old in August 15th. You were there. You heard of Dr. Martin Luther King. If he was here today, would he agree with you telling people to get out, crowd around people or cabinet members, push back on them? Because pushback means literally put your hands on them. And tell them to get out and they're not welcome anywhere at any time. Your words were harsh. Your words were terroristic. Your words were direct contribution, to anything that is godly, spiritual, and ethical, and it contradicts what you represent as a leader in Congress or even in the House of Representatives. Shame on you. Now I'm going to tell y'all why I believe this woman, besides that, should be removed. The lady is getting old. And I'm not knocking older people, but anytime you can't remember the president, anytime you jump on the bandwagon based on emotions and reactions and frustration, you are not thinking in a rational state. Maxine Walters remind me of the people that are that been in church. And what they will do is they will say, well, I've been in church, or I've been on the board for 45 years. My family been on the board. So I should have a say. She's been around a long time. And I feel that sometimes we think because we've been around a long time that gives us seniority to boss or to talk any kind of way to anybody without and forget what we're really there for. Maxine Walters lost her sight that day, lost her understanding, her spirit that day. Another thing is, Maxine, that I'm very pissed off is there is a stereotypical perception of black people. Now I'm going to say it. Black people, when you see a black person in the store, or some people may see other people of different ethnicities, some people have a perception that black people are loud, rowdy, ignorant, and all we do is raise hell. And that if you say the wrong thing, we'll get mad and we'll fight you. Why would you get up there and say such things? Do you remember what color you are? You're supposed to lead by example, not tear up a nation. And the thing about it is, black people, especially, I'm talking to you, and I need you to get this. She is setting you up to make a fool out of yourselves. Do not do what that woman told you to do. Listen to me. Do not do what she's telling you to do. And if you're thinking about doing it, and if you have done it, stop. Because what happens is, all it does is ignite more racial tension, more racial hate, more violence, more law enforcement getting involved. It's just stirring up things that we're trying to heal in the land. She is not helping. All she's doing is using and pimping you out, and pimping based on your emotions. She is riling you up to irrational thinking to the point that it is okay to put your hands on somebody, to block them from entering a building or an establishment, and saying it's okay to tell them to get out and that they will no longer be accepted anywhere. No, two wrongs don't equal a right. And this is again a representation of the Democrats to further their agenda by pimping and playing with you to get your votes, and pimping you out to make a fool out of yourselves. Do you think that she's going to miss out on her paycheck? She want to see. She gets you riled up and she have you shuck on yourself out there, and you go out there looking like an idiot. You on the news and you think you're doing it for justice, and she's still sitting there getting a check off the American people because she incited for you to get out there. Now, this is how we can show the unprofessionalism and the irrationalization of Maxine. Because first of all, you don't make a statement out of emotions, out of anger and frustration. Just because you're frustrated with Trump and that he doesn't let you bulldog and boss around and speak for hours on the floor and let you act the fool, now you mad because he don't want to do what you're saying. But yeah, you don't even know how to sit down and have a rational conversation. See, I can tell that by the speech she made. She loud, she angry, and she losing her emotions. And all she's concerned with, as I'm concerned, is a paycheck. Because no real love for anybody, a person that loves their people, will never tell them to put their lives or anybody else's lives or take someone else's lives in their hands. She is only encouraging the stereotype, and that is the very thing that is causing oppression and ignorance in the land. Maxine, you are wrong. There are people that was out there that heard you. A lot of those people had mental illness. A lot of them had stress disorders. A lot of them are on drugs. A lot of them are on all types of situations. And they're stressed out and they're unhinged. And what you did was trigger an emotional response for them to do something irrational and say it's okay. That our laws in the land does not permit and say it's okay. We give you the green light to attack, to encourage mass shootings, to encourage attacks, to encourage law enforcement and citizens violence, to encourage people to disrupt an establishment where somebody goes to eat, for a bunch of people to get up there and push other people around and incite violence and fighting. No, Maxine, what have you done? What have you done? What have you said? Where was your prayer? Where was God in this? Maxine, think about it. When Peter Fonda made a comment about Barron, as well as Tom Arnold, and no one said nothing. You think it's right? Let's take all of that away, regardless if they're Trump, regardless if they're rich, regardless. Do you think it's right for anyone to threaten a child and think idly that a mother like our First Lady should stand by and let you do what you're doing and say what you're saying? You know, if I didn't care, I love my people all. But I have to talk to my minority people. Enough is enough. Don't let her play you. Because Dr. Martin Luther King eloquently said, two wrongs can't make a right. And he said it in these words: darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. When we do stuff out of retaliation, out of anger, out of resentment, out of oppression, out of stress, out of not thinking sensibly, all we doing is this. Hate multiplies hate. Violence multiplies violence. And toughness multiplies toughness. And then we become a nation of descending spiral of destruction. And then the chain reaction of evil comes forth. Hate bringing forth hate. War bringing forth war. When is the cycle broken? We should plunge into the darkness of the abyss of annihilation. Maxine, I know you know him, and if anything, you were there. Where did you drop the dream? When did it become so much a political agenda that the personal hate that you have will involve the lives of people? We have to stop. We have to stop. If we don't stop, if we don't think and realize that some people will have you get up there just to use you, you're lost. It is time to clean the swamp. Because when a person can get up there and say what she said, that's filth. That's mess. Maxine, you took an oath. She took an oath to the people to represent the people in the best interest, to uphold and to be professional and to talk in a rational manner. There are such things as peaceful protests. Martin Luther King did not stand in somebody's doorway. He did not holler at them, but he had the gift and the faith. Now you can believe whoever your God is and who you serve, but I'm going to tell you about the God that I know. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, The Christ that died on the cross for me is the same one that he's talking about, Dr. Martin Luther King's talking about. His faith was completely saturated and devoted to the will of God. And he trusts God to move the mountains and make a clear path in the valleys. He talked about love as a method. Violence doesn't solve anything. And yes, he says that the reason for people like Maxine that were initiated is because riots are the voice of the unheard. But even he says, no, you shouldn't go that way because you will continue to be unheard. It is your actions that will be louder than your words. And at the end of the day, God bless our president. God bless Sarah Sanders. She is a root. And they're purposely trying to attack and make her doubt and to make her quit. But to you, my sister, my phenomenal sister Sarah, let me say something to you. You stay in there. You hang in there. And like the time that Elijah and the servant was stuck in a house, and they got word that the enemy king and his armies were coming after him. And the servant said, we are outnumbered and doomed. You do like Elijah and you turn and you pray. And when the army came down to go after them, they saw the army of God already came forth and tore and annihilated them. President Trump, some people, when they try to dig a grave for you, they're digging a grave for themselves. So be like Joshua. All you got to do is get your marching orders. And you walk around that wall 7 times. And when it is time for you to shout the word, that the nation, the people that follow you and support you will make a loud noise with you. And the wall of hate and the wall of ignorance and the wall of violence will come down. It has no other choice. So you stay in there. Because see, God is showing the enemy hand now. And Maxine, you turn at 80. Time to retire. Because when it gets to the point that you trying to recall your words now, and you trying to say God is with you, how would God be with someone that says in his word, do unto others as you what will have them do unto you? It didn't say, he says the word, even Jesus came up and said that you heard it said that when someone say eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, I'm saying to you, if they ask for your coat, give them what they ask for. If you make 1 mile, I'll make 2 on your behalf. Do not be fooled, my people. And I'm saying this out of love. Don't you do what she's doing. If you're doing it, stop right now. Because God is watching. And if things are not done in decency and order, what come around does go around. But let us not be ignorant. Let us not be foolish and think that we can truly rationalize hate and putting our hands on people and getting out and protesting the way she's talking. It's going to grant us favor. She's making a fool out of you. Now I'm going to just say it. She's making a fool out of you. So stop. God bless each and every one of you. Don't be played like that. God bless. Y'all take care.